Hi there, lovelies. I'm Rhonda Crimes. I'm a life and leadership coach supporting everyday people to reflect and rework their everyday stories so that they can step into the everyday leadership of their families and communities and create compelling, meaningful and fruitful lives every day. And today, let's talk about anxiety functioning. So last week I shared a post from one of my online mentors, Mel Robbins, the author of the 5-second rule and now host of her own television show. In that post I asked, are you an under or an over? My post received a few responses from people identifying with the indicators, and then I got to find out firsthand where I actually sit with that. So as a refresher, overfunctioning can look like doing everything for everyone, giving advice, taking on all the responsibility, always helping, needing to be busy, hard to stay still. While underfunctioning can look like letting others do everything, asking for advice when you know what you need to do, avoiding responsibility, always needing help, feeling paralysed, hard to get anything done. She suggests that while it may be you feel like you do both, one is your primary anxiety, and then when you hit a wall, it causes the other one. Mel Robbins goes on to say, whether you identify with overfunctioning or underfunctioning as your primary response, seeing the pattern is the first step to creating healthier coping mechanisms. So as a refresher, a pattern is made from constantly repeating the same thing over and over. What you tell yourself or what you are told by others for extended periods of time. The important first step is recognizing a pattern or behavior. So I'm generally not an anxious person. In fact, most of the time I'm quite even keeled. I pretty much roll with the punches until I don't. And that is what today's chat is all about. On Monday, I felt elevated anxiety. So this week I've been able to witness myself in anxiety, and I noticed some common symptoms. The what if questions. Internalizing, so going inside my head. Quicker, shallow breathing. Tension in my chest and my stomach. But interestingly, I've been able to take on both the curious spectator vantage point as well as feeling deeply inside it. And then I was able to reflect and rework the whole deal. Now, before I go any further, I want to stress, I am not a therapist or a counsellor. What I'm going to share is my own singular experience of temporary anxiety and what I've made that mean for me. If you experience ongoing anxiety or anxiety disorder, some of my suggestions might help, but please do consult a suitable practitioner for supervised support. You might like to visit Black Dog Institute, Anxiety Australia, Beyond Blue, healthdirect.gov.au, just to get some information as a very first step. I've put the links into the body of the post. Now, so as you know by now, I'm a word geek, so let's pull out the definition and etymology of anxiety first off. Anxiety is a noun, and it means a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. It comes from the 17th century Latin anxious, from piangere, to choke. As with all emotions, anxiety is our body's natural response, this time to stress. It's a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come. Tick. Oh yes, I had fear and apprehension triggered by a text message that my sister sent midday on Monday about whether I would go to an annual 5-day scrapbooking event. This had been cancelled due to the pandemic restrictions, but now with those restrictions being gradually lifted, it was back on the table for me to attend on Thursday in Busselton, a 9-hour drive away from Kalgoorlie. So, going back to Mel Robbins' summary explanation, when I posted, I thought, I don't do over or under. I am totes steady. However, what I have come to realise is that when I was in anxiety, I tend towards under-functioning. So I wanted someone else to make the decision for me. I needed to ask my buddy coach Joe for validation, almost approval, that what I was feeling was okay to feel. Approval, you are a hard bitch to beat. I didn't want to call my sister, and I didn't want to let the others know how I was feeling. I didn't want to let them down because I was being a sukila. I did need help to get through this. I was paralysed by indecision, and I couldn't get anything else done while I was feeling like this. So then I wondered if this was a recognisable pattern or behaviour. Yes. Growing up, I had deferred pretty much everything to my parents and siblings to help me through. I'm a discerning thinker, so when I'm pressured to respond, I feel stressed. It's why I have the packing lists, the shopping lists, the menu planners, and carefully thought out travel itineraries. They are my coping mechanisms to guard against moments of indecision, potential ridicule, or disapproval. Then I asked, is this pattern or behaviour adding benefit to my life? Certainly not the anxious bit, but yes, the coping strategies. So what I've recognised and decided to change into something better is to acknowledge an innate response to discomfort and to accept that it's okay to feel that way. I instinctively moved myself around, stomping and swearing so the emotion didn't get trapped inside me. And then I asked for help. Now, another amazing online mentor and fave author of mine is Brené Brown. In her book, Daring Greatly, she advocates sharing our stories as an antidote to shame, which is also where these feelings of mine were on a direct trajectory toward. In her words, that warm wash of not good enough was at the end of this. Brené advises that we need to choose our listener carefully. We want solid connection in a situation like this. Something like a sturdy tree firmly planted in the ground. Queensland Joe has become that sturdy tree for me. In frank, open honesty, Joe mostly listened to how I was going to respond. She helped me tease out what I was feeling and provided a safe space for me to express that, without judgment of being good or bad, right or wrong. She didn't try to fix me, belittle me, or one-up me, or feel sorry for me, or worse, take on my emotions as her own. Then she helped me to reframe my story into the simple fact I'm not ready for a large group social interaction after spending nearly 3 months in active social isolation. Once I was in that space, those uncomfortable emotions were not there. I was able to call my sister without making elaborate excuses or find suitable reasons to give her. In fact, it turns out she was totally yanking my chain. She knew I would be uncomfortable. But I also know deep within my core that she also has my back, and it was good practice to increase my own emotional thresholds. And the last piece I told the other girls in the Facebook group post because they had also been questioning my attendance. I simply said I wouldn't be coming, and to the convener I sent a private message letting her know I was honouring myself this time and outlined how I was feeling. I'm very happy to report that this entire process was over in about an hour because of the information I've learned, the tools I have access to, and the action I chose to take. It really helped me to use the emotion wheel as a point of reference to identify and articulate what I was feeling. You can get a copy of my Managing Emotions booklet, which includes the emotion wheel. I've put a link in the post. It's the bit.ly/managing emotions with Rhonda. I sincerely hope that this has been helpful today, and please remember, if your now is not the picture that you've painted for yourself, and you'd like any help on this discovery path, or maybe something completely different that you intuitively know or feel isn't letting your true colours shine through, then please get in touch with me. You can do it so easily. Just leave a comment, send me a private message, drop me an email, or pop over onto my Calendly online diary using the link I've provided, and we can set up an obligation-free curiosity call and see if we're a good fit for each other. Much love, my darlings. Until next time.